the new head of the organization. There's splinter groups. There's Independent Scientology, the Free Zone, and Miscavige's RTC. There is so much involved. Some of these these groups, collectively known as Independent Scientologists, consist of former members of the official church as well as new members. Joseph Winter, who was one of the founding members, cut ties with Hubbard and set up a private Dianetics practice in New York. In 1965, a longtime church member and doctor of Scientology, Jack Horner, dissatisfied with the church's ethics program, developed Dianology. Captain Bill Robertson, a former Sea Org member, was a primary instigator of the movement in the early 1980s. The church labels these groups, these splinter groups, squirrels, which is Scientology, garble. So the original church labeled these splinter groups as squirrels, and often subjects to them to considerable legal and social pressure. On January 1st, 1982, Miscavige established the Religious Technology Center, RTC, Religious Technology Center. On November 11th, 1982, the Free Zone was established by top Scientologists in disagreement with the RTC. So you have all this inner disagreements, inner fighting, basically. This one's not agreeing with that, so we're going to go over here and we're going to make our own. So that was the Free Zone. The Free Zone Association was founded and registered under laws of Germany and espouses the doctrine that the official Church of Scientology has departed from Hubbard's original philosophy. Yeah, you did say that. You did, Michelle. Hi, Michelle. There's so much inner stuff going on. It's totally crazy. Yes, you did. That was kind of bizarre. No explanation. They just kicked you out. This gets so complicated. They don't want you asking questions. But these splinter groups, known as squirrels, and then, of course, Miscavige, who is the leader of the Church of Scientology, developed the Religious Technology Center, the RTC, and there were people that didn't agree with that, so they developed the Free Zone, saying that they, departed from Hubbard's original philosophy. So you got all this inner stuff going on, which is totally nuts. And then you have the Advanced Ability Center. This was established by Hubbard's personal counselor, David Mayo, after February of 1983, a time when some of Scientology's upper and middle management split with Miscavige's organization. They didn't like his way of doing things, apparently. Oh, yeah. I would have asked the same thing because I'm asking them now. Michelle said she asked why people should believe what they say. And she told them I had a lot of questions, and she was asked to leave. Yeah, I don't think they have a good answer, is what I think. Probably. More recently, high-profile defectors Mark Rathbun and Mike Rinder have championed the cause of independent Scientologists wishing to practice Scientology outside of the church. Okay, so then you have these other people. They want to be independents. It's very confusing. It really is. With all this inner stuff going on. I don't agree with you, so I'm going to, establish this. And, okay, I don't like any of it, so I'm going to do my own thing. This is, it's crazy. We're going to talk about Leah and Tom in a bit here. Tom is a very pro-Scientology person. Leah, not so much anymore. Bless her heart for coming out. But anyway, according to Scientology, its belief and practices are based on rigorous research, and its doctrines are accorded a significance equivalent to scientific laws. Okay. Scientology cosmology is, however, at odds with modern science, of course, and claims of memories. Now this is a bit bizarre, I think. They have claims of memories going back 76 trillion years. Okay. Much longer than the age of the universe, apparently. So, how believable is that? Blind belief is held to be of lesser significance than the practical application of Scientologist methods. They are encouraged to validate the practice through their personal experience. Hubbard put it this way: for a Scientologist, the final test of any knowledge he has gained is, did the data and the use of it in life actually improve conditions, or didn't it? That would make more sense, though, Michelle. Actually, if you ask me, I could follow that. Yeah, this is kind of there's so much. But Hubbard put it this way: for a Scientologist, the final test of any knowledge he has gained is, did the data and use of it in life actually improve conditions, or didn't it? Who has time to do that, may I ask? Yeah, I think we all discover things that improve our lives, but their way is like, I don't do 80 hours of research every week. So Hubbard defines Scientology's aims as a civilization without insanity, without criminals, and without war. Where the world can prosper and honest beings can have rights, and where man is free to rise to greater heights, are the aims of Scientology. Okay. I don't see how how that can be honestly achieved. L. Ron Hubbard describes Scientology as an applied religious philosophy because, according to him, it consists of a metaphysical doctrine, a theory of psychology, and teachings in morality. The core of Scientology teaching lies in the belief that each human has a reactive mind that responds to life's traumas, clouding the analytic mind and keeping us from experiencing reality. Yeah, I don't get this either. Did you hear what he had to say? The core of Scientology teaching lies in the belief that each human has a reactive mind that responds to life's traumas, clouding the analytic mind and keeping us from experiencing reality. What do you think of that, Michelle? Reality is what's giving us the trauma, okay? If you think about it. Yeah, Scientology is weird. Yeah, I don't quite get it either. I don't. Basically, that's what he designed the Church of Scientology for, a religion, because, the money, definitely. But our minds are reacting to life's traumas. Well, of course it is. Instead of being analytical about it. Okay, I'm sorry. I think they're saying, we have emotions. So I guess according to this, we're not supposed to. We can't. It's clouding us from the experiencing reality. That's kind of scary if you think about it. That's almost saying, with our emotions and souls, I think, whatever, we can't be stone-faced and base it on analytical crap. So, Scientologists undergo auditing or cleansing to discover sources of this trauma, believing re-experiencing. Yeah, biology will win. Yeah, there you go. It's just weird. It's almost like saying, almost being a robot with no emotions, no reactions to things. Anyway, Scientologists undergo auditing, cleansing, or counseling, I'm sorry, to discover sources of this trauma. Okay, believing that re-experiencing it neutralizes it and reinforces the ascendancy of the analytic mind, with the final goal believed to be achieving a spiritual state that Scientology calls clear. How can you... My question is on this. How can you neutralize a life experience? Saying, okay, for instance, when my mom passed, okay, how am I supposed to neutralize that? And reinforcing my analytical mind. No, that's not ever going to happen, and I can't figure out how they think it's going to. I really can't figure out how they figure the ascendancy of my analytic mind, that I'll be clear. That's never going to happen. That's a part of you. Emotions and that sort of thing. That's what makes us human, right? That's what makes us different. So, I cannot figure out how they would even hope to achieve that. Are you supposed to not have emotions and stuff? Weigh in on that, people, please. I think that's a little out there for me anyway. I'm not expressing, beliefs or opinions of anybody else here. That's just mine. Yeah, exactly. That's why they call it a cult. Absolutely, yeah. Their theological doctrine, it doesn't preach or impose a particular idea of God on Scientologists. People are expected to discover the truth through their own observations as their awareness advances. Yeah, exactly. They don't want you to feel. They want you to, I can't figure out how you can do that. Yeah, cults don't allow you to think, Michelle said. Absolutely not. God, then you'd be your own self. We can't have that. Okay, so that's their doctrine on it. And I quote, "The Church of Scientology has no set dogma concerning God that it imposes on its members. As with all its tenets, Scientology does not ask individuals to accept anything on faith alone. Rather, as one's level of spiritual awareness increases through participation in Scientology auditing and training, one attains his own certainty of every dynamic. Accordingly, only when the seventh dynamic, spiritual, is reached in its entirety will one discover and come to a full understanding of the eighth dynamic, infinity, and one's relationship to the Supreme Being." The media learned from Scientology. Yeah, I have to agree they did. And definitely politicians. I think they use that themselves. So only when we reach the seventh and eighth dynamic will we be free. That's almost like saying you're going to separate your soul from your body and become just a analytic mind. And I cannot see that ever happening. Many Scientologists avoid using the words belief or faith to describe how Hubbard's teachings impacts their lives. They perceive that Scientology are based on verifiable technologies, speaking to Hubbard's original scientific objectives for Dianetics, based on the quantifiability of auditing, of counseling on the E-meter. That E-meter bothers me. Yeah, the methods. That E-meter bothers me totally. That they call Dianetics and Scientology are technologies because of their claim of their precision and workability. Yeah, this E-meter, that bothers me. That I can't figure out how that works, and I don't think I want it to. Scientology presents two major divisions of your mind: the reactive mind That's all the pain and emotional trauma. And you have an analytical mind.